My fiancée and her parents publicly mocked my late mother at rehearsal dinner, so I called off the wedding in front of all without a second thought. Update 3. Next up was Donna. She strutted to the mic like she was about to accept an award. Her speech started off okay. She talked about how much she loved Lydia and how excited she was for the wedding, but then she started making these little digs about me. She talked about how Lydia was the perfect daughter who deserved the best in life and said it's a good thing she's patient because she's taught Michael so much already. I almost choked on my water. What did Lydia teach me? How to bite my tongue while her parents insulted me every chance they got. Then Donna turned to me and said, "Oh, so we're so happy to welcome you into the family, Michael. It'll be nice to finally have someone who doesn't mind getting their hands dirty, right?" She laughed and a few of her relatives joined in. I glanced at Lydia hoping she'd step in or at least look uncomfortable, but she was smiling along with them. And just when I thought it couldn't get worse, Jack got back up to the mic. He clinked his glass and said, "One last thing before we wrap this up. I just want to acknowledge someone who's no longer with us but played a big role in shaping who Michael is. His mom, Patricia." For a split second I thought he might actually say something kind, but no. Instead he said Patricia was one of a kind. She had a habit of inserting herself into situations, didn't she? Always had an opinion about how things should be done. He laughed and Donna chimed in. "Oh, she definitely had strong opinions. Remember how she always insisted on helping us even when we didn't ask?" I couldn't believe what I was hearing. They were talking about my mom like she was some nosy neighbor. Jack wasn't done, but in all seriousness he said Patricia was a generous woman. She helped us out a lot, sometimes too much. If I'm being honest. He winked like it was some kind of inside joke. The room got quiet but Jack just kept going. "We'll be sure to keep her spirit alive at the wedding. Let's hope Michael doesn't inherit her enthusiasm for taking charge though. We wouldn't want him meddling too much, right?" That was it. I felt my face get hot and my fists clenched under the table. I glanced at Lydia waiting for her to say anything to shut them down. But she just laughed and said, "Oh Dad, stop." Like it was all harmless fun. Harmless fun. They were mocking my mom's memory in front of a room full of people and Lydia thought it was funny. I couldn't believe it. The worst part was that Jack and Donna acted like they were being charming. They had this smug look on their faces like they thought everyone was laughing with them. But when I looked around the room I could see that wasn't the case. When Jack finally sat down, the tension in the room was so thick you could cut it with a knife. The clinking of forks and glasses started again as people awkwardly tried to move on from the train wreck of a speech. Lydia leaned over and whispered, "Are you okay?" Her tone was casual, like she was asking if I wanted more water, not if I was seething with rage. I didn't even look at her. I just nodded. My jaw clenched so tightly I thought my teeth might crack. But then Donna walked over to our table. "Michael," she said sweetly. "I hope you weren't offended. Jack and I just wanted to add a little humor to the evening. It's all in good fun." That's when something snapped in me. I couldn't stay quiet any longer. I stood up, my chair scraping loudly against the floor. "Are you serious right now?" I said. My voice low but shaking with anger. So there I was standing in the middle of the rehearsal dinner. Chair still slightly tipped back from when I stood up. The whole room had gone dead silent, like someone had muted the TV. All eyes were on me but I didn't care. My heart was pounding and my face was hot, but I knew I couldn't just let this slide. Jack and Donna's mocking of my mom was already too much, but that fake apology from Donna, that was the final straw. "Are you serious right now?" I repeated, looking directly at Donna. She froze for a second, probably not expecting me to actually call her out. Jack looked up from his drink like I just insulted him. Lydia, sitting next to me, whispered, "Michael, stop," but I ignored her. "Let me get this straight," I said, my voice louder now. "You spent the entire night taking cheap shots at my mom, the woman who helped your family when no one else would, and now you're acting like it was just a joke. You think that's okay?" Jack leaned back in his chair, folding his arms. "Relax, Michael," he said, smirking like he thought this was no big deal. "You're overreacting. It was all in good fun." "Good fun?" I shot back. "You called her meddling. You said she was too much. You mocked her generosity like it was some kind of flaw. How was that good fun?" The tension in the room was unbearable. I could see a few of Lydia's cousins looking down at their plates, clearly uncomfortable. My dad, on the other hand, was staring at Jack like he wanted to punch him. My sister had her arms crossed, glaring at Donna like she was waiting for her turn to jump in. Donna tried to laugh it off. "Oh Michael, don't be so sensitive. We were just sharing a few stories. Everyone knows how Patricia liked to take charge." I couldn't believe what I was hearing. "Take charge?" I said, my voice rising. "She helped you. She saved your business when you were about to lose it. She paid for your oven repairs, your patio remodel and your son's college tuition. And this is how you repay her. By turning her into some kind of joke at a rehearsal dinner." Jack sat up straighter, clearly annoyed now. "All right, that's enough," he said, trying to sound authoritative. "We didn't mean any harm, but if you're going to throw a tantrum about it, maybe you're not ready for marriage." That comment showed just how little respect he had for me, or for my mom for that matter. Lydia finally spoke up, tugging on my sleeve. "Michael, can we just go outside and talk, please?" I pulled my arm away. "No, Lydia. We can't. Not until your parents understand how disrespectful they've been. Donna sighed dramatically like she was the victim in all this. Michael, this is supposed to be a happy occasion. You're ruining the evening for everyone. I'm ruining the evening, I said, my voice shaking with anger. No, Donna. You ruined it the second you decided to trash my mom in front of everyone. And Lydia, you just sat there and let it happen. Lydia's face turned red. I didn't know they were going to say all that, she said defensively. But you laughed. I shot back. You laughed at every single insult. You didn't even try to stop them. At this point the whispers in the room started picking up. People were leaning over to each other, murmuring about the scene unfolding in front of them. I could feel the weight of their stares, but I didn't care. This wasn't about them. This was about standing up for my mom. Now you can watch the fourth part by pressing share and more.